Did it work? Did we break the curse? Lady Laurent sounds like her old self, but you talk to her. I couldn't take it if that foul captain's voice came out of her perfect mouth again.
Did that really happen? Did I have the spirit of some ancient all-flags Navy captain residing inside my head? My memory is all a jumble. How do I feel? Like some virile man was stomping around inside my body with his oversized boots and manly urges. It was unsettling. And, if I'm being totally honest, somewhat arousing. Never mind that. My manservant wants a word with you. But please hurry. I have a task for Stibbons that needs to be dealt with post-haste.
Oh, thank you, my friend. I never would have been able to save Lady Laurent without your help. Oh, yes. Of course, the effects may linger for a time, but the worst of it is over. And we righted a wrong of history. Captain Renwick Moorcroft's role in the All-Flags Navy has been restored. But how is Lady Laurent? Is she all right? An urgent task? Oh, well, nothing ever changes. But I live to serve. Here, my annual stipend, just as I promised. Thanks again for saving Lady Laurent, ending the curse, and restoring a piece of the archipelago's history. Now I must see to me lady.
Stibbons? Come here, my manservant. All this foolishness about forgotten love has given me an itch. I am in need of a good scratch.
Milady, I could never... well, if you insist.
Yes, we're ever so grateful. Now, if you could leave us, I really do have a particular task for my manservant to take care of.
You, my friend, are a true hero. You always seem to ride to the rescue when Lady Laurent and I need you most. If there's ever anything a humble manservant can do for you, you only have to ask. Now, if you'll excuse me, milady has need of me.
My magic will destroy you.
going to enchant something with that? Can I watch? Don't mess with a street kid! We go!
Don't get any of them on me! You saved me. Those crabs were going to touch my legs with their disgusting shells. Not another one! No! Not another crab!
I love harvesting runestones. Feels good to get the blood pumping, right? This is so much better than reading. Is it over?
Oh no, Privet! Wait, these aren't sheep bones. Maybe a horse? Oh, poor thing. Oh, it's much darker and damper than I expected. Not sure I'd choose such a place to live, but who am I to judge? The Hadelet culture probably has different values. Somewhere in here is my privet. Let's look around. Privet's sash. I gave this to her as a present. Finding Privet's sash worries me. She'd never take that off. Unless she left it as a clue. She wants me to know she's here. The bones we found looked gnawed on, but none of them were sheep bones. So I feel confident Privet's still alive. What a horrible notion. You don't think they'd plan to eat poor Privet? How could anyone look into those sweet eyes and consider such a deed? Privet isn't food. She's a friend. But I must agree, very nasty behavior from my new neighbors. We know Privet came through here because we found her sash. But since we didn't see any sheep bones, they must have moved her. Let's search the caves over to the west. I know it's rude to rummage around someone's home, but they started it. From the archipelago to the mainland, everything is war and fighting. But it doesn't have to be that way. I try to assume people have good intentions, and usually they do. Maybe this is all a misunderstanding. I can work that out later. Of course you do. I could go on for an eternity about her. I already mentioned her beauty, but she's also so considerate. One time, I caught her chewing on a shirt. I felt very cross until I realized she'd done me a favor. It was my old, worn gardening shirt. I like to give used cloth to the seamstress in town. She makes patches, but she's old and it hurts her to cut cloth, so I cut it before donating. Privet saved me the trouble. She's great. Look, a trail of bones. Oh, still not Privet's. A good sign. Look at that natural bridge ahead. I bet the view is delightful. Oh no, Privet! How could they put my beautiful friend in a cage? We absolutely must see her.
You're not so big and bad now, are you?
Privet's alive! What a relief! All those bones really had me worried. Please get her out of that cage. The Haddelids might get angry when they notice what we're doing. Sweet Privet! Reunited at last! A cave exit is nearby. Come, Privet. Let's get out of here. Oh, my dear Privet. I don't know how I could live without you. I must say, and I don't usually speak ill of anyone except goats, but those Haddelids were awful. Didn't even bother to explain themselves. I'm thankful you came along to help. And Privet tells me she appreciates you as well. No, thankfully. Her wool is damp and dirty, which I find offensive, but she's safe. I'll clean her right up in no time. Please, take this as a thank you from the both of us. I'm glad that not everyone is as rude as those Haddalids. High Isle feels so peaceful most of the time. That's why I like it here, a respite from all the chaos of the mainland. But recently there are Haddalids and rogue knights roaming the roads. And adventurers like you. Too much excitement for me. First thing, Privet needs a bath. She seems a little sad at the moment, but a long soak should fix that. Then I'll make us a meal. Ah, the simple pleasures. I just want her to feel safe again. You were quite stern with them. Maybe the Haddalids caught the message not to bother their neighbors. If I see them lurking around again, I will just tell them they're not welcome. I can be quite stern as well when I need to be. They fell for her charms, obviously. Who wouldn't want my sweet Privet living with them? She brightens every room, even a moldy cave. Maybe those Haddalids never intended to eat her. Yes, that must be it. She was never in danger.
Magister Irin never let me watch him do this. It's so interesting.
What do you want?
Pick up the pace, Squire. We must hasten to our next adventure. Where do your scribbles lead?
Scribbles? I had to draw that map because you left the road to chase a fictional dragon. It's not my fault we're lost.
Ah, friend! It's good to see you again. I hear you were the one who told my squire where the adventure was last time. My squire is in another mood, but I'm sure searching for enemies to slay will cheer her up. A minor setback, I assure you. We were going to stop a horde of bandits and elevate our names. But then a traveling druid told me about a dragon, and I confess my excitement got the better of me. No matter. We'll find some great villainy soon. Does it matter? Evil must be defeated wherever it is found. Otherwise it festers like a festering thing. My squire would have a good metaphor. She's angry with me. She feels that I failed to collect rations for this journey. Rations? Who needs food when adventures lie ahead? Her skills are commendable, but she still has much to learn, which is why she is the squire and I am the knight.
Oh, hello again. Thanks for the advice last time. Unfortunately, the great hero over there wasn't satisfied. Now we're in the exact same position you found us in last time, with my ego-driven master chasing tales and invented monsters. My master will believe anyone who says they have a quest for him. I know, I've seen it happen more than once. I just didn't want to be the person to lie to him. It worked though, and we raced off to find our... glory. I'm not actually sure. We found a knight. My master never bothered to confirm if she was evil. He just challenged her to a duel right there on the road. My master did his best. He managed not to get hurt. That's all I can say. The other knight was delighted when my master swore to find her and challenge her again next year. Hey, now that I think about it, she was flirting too. I wonder if my master caught on to that.
Eventually,
all will serve.
Good eye. I didn't even see that runestone at first.
Traveler? Over here! I can't go in there alone. You have no idea how long I've waited for someone like you to come by. There isn't much time. Terranora went in there, by herself. She's been gone a long time. Something terrible must have happened to her. My wife. We came to this star-cursed firepot cave to gather Volkesh scoria. Given that we're looking for dangerous creatures, I suggested we hire someone to protect us. But no, she darted in there while I was planning how we'd search the cave. Molten rock, cooled to a crust outside the Volkesh's bodies. Terranora and I were hired to retrieve it, but the gold we were offered means nothing if Terranora dies. Traveler, I am willing to pay you hefty sums to ensure my wife's safety. Here, one of the locals marked where some lava vents are in the firepot. We should look for the scoria there. Finding the scoria will help convince Terranora to leave the firepot. I want her out of danger before I talk some sense into her. A sailor in Gonfalon Bay described them as creatures of molten rock. She said Volkesh shed their outside layer of rock, like a snake. There's bound to be piles of scoria lying around for us to take, but Terranora went in on her own. Oh, some locals said they'd seen the Volkesh emerging from some lava vents. The vents can scrape at the Volkesh's outer layers, help pry the scoria off. There are places on top of this mountain where you can look down into the firepot. Hunters usually stay clear of these windows, but a few brave ones helped us prepare for this foray into the cave. Now it's up to us to get the scoria. Well, Volkesh are creatures of lava, right? The scoria is what happens when the lava meets the air and cools down. It's not good for crafting, but skilled alchemists and scholars are very interested in it, which is how we got this job. Terranora? Her mind turns around puzzles like a leaf floating on the breeze. It's hard not to be swept along. This isn't the first time that she's run into danger without a plan. It's just the first time she's done it without me. Because losing sight of her while we're in a mine in Glenumbra is vastly different from her mad dash into this largely unexplored, lava-filled cave. She's unarmed, distracted, and directionless. I have the only map we made. We gather the materials our clients pay us for. I don't always know what use they have or why the clients want them, but since this scoria comes from living creatures, I'd guess it has some magical properties. Only if it's still attached to a Volkesh. Or maybe if a crazed alchemist gets her hands on it. But I interview all our clients before we agree to work with them. We only work with artisans in good moral standing. We have a reputation to uphold. Not much, I'm afraid. He's an alchemist in Somerset, and he's interested in creating potions and powders that protect against fire. That was all Terranora and I needed to know. We asked around about him, confirmed the job, and came here. Even harder in here than I imagined. We should hurry to find the scoria and Terranora before it's too late. don't see Terranore anywhere, but those are some of the scoria. Do you think they're cool enough to handle? Scoria to collect, but no sign of Terranore. Slick. Where is she? Somehow I thought Terranore would be waiting for me. We haven't heard her at all. Oh, don't look down.
Want to die?
Wait. See that large vent? We're not leaving without the scoria around it.
I've seen souls less stubborn than you. Traveler, talk some sense into this idiot before I do something I'll regret.
If I knew someone like you would actually pass our way, I might have reconsidered coming here alone, eh? Then again, maybe not. Our life isn't what I promised, Vinalsare. I'm going to change that, no matter the danger. I was resting on that outcropping out there when the rock fell out from under me. Vinalsare will probably drag me to a healer. She's not going to stop talking about how she knew this cave was dangerous. It's really annoying when she's right. I am not. There may be a chance that Vinalsare is right. But our life together hinges on this job. The lack of coins in our purses is already damaging our marriage. Please, say you'll get those scoria. Thank you. Vinalsare trusts you. I'm putting the hopes of our happiness in your hands. With any luck, the only thing I'm going to regret today is falling off that rock.
When I get Terranore out of here, we are going to have a talk about her harebrained schemes. Would you see what she has to say for herself? I need to think about how I'm going to get her out of here.
Big mistake.
This is the last vent I have marked in this section, but there's been no sign of my wife anywhere.
Amazing! Doing something with magic-y?
Traveler, you don't appear to be much worse off for going into the fire pond. And that makes two of us.
You brought the scoria? Vinalsare's instincts really are better than mine. Thank you. You just changed our lives for the better. The things I have planned for these scoria.
Well then, here we all are. Somewhat whole, marginally hale, but decidedly alive. Do you have the scoria? I don't know how to properly thank you. Terranoi's alive because of you, and we have more scoria than our client wants. Take this. It's all I can spare now that Terranoi is injured. Take care. This archipelago is dangerous. My wife... Terranoi's wounds need tending to, and I could use something to calm me down. After that, someone needs to sort the scoria, set up camp, and gather our provisions for the night. She'll live, but healing takes time. Who knows how long we'll stay here. I plan on getting a ship back to Somerset as soon as possible. This archipelago is beautiful, but nothing compares to the Shining Isle. He'll have to. No one else is desperate enough to come here and collect Volkesh scoria. Besides, our health matters more than his good opinion of us. We'll wait for Terranoi to recover before we head out. Terranoi, what were you thinking? You could have died.
I know I worried you, but I'm fine, see? I just need to rest up a bit.
You got lucky. How do I know you won't run headlong into danger the next time we have a job?
Don't worry, I learned my lesson. Next time I'll look where I'm walking. Thanks to you, we can satisfy our client and still have goods to spare. We can find new clients, grow our network, take more jobs, set ourselves up for a lifetime of prosperity and adventure. Ow. It's been my plan ever since I met Vinosare. But the jobs we took never worked in its favor. There weren't enough goods to expand our clientele. All the rich artisans already had their own sources of rare materials. It won't be lumps of volcanic rock that do it. Those will just help expand our client list and make us some gold quickly. No, the boost this gives our reputation will change their minds. Whenever they want a rare material, they'll think of us. I'll tell her once she's calmed down. Vinosare's a lot better at finding clients than I am. We're a team. She figures out how to get jobs, and I make sure we complete them. She doesn't like my methods, especially now, but it's worth the risk.
Don't mess with a street kid.
Yay, us!
Death is the price of your devotion. Do you even know how to fight? Pathetic weaklings! Fight! For the Ascendant Order.
Weakness must be purged!
For the Ascendant Order.
You will fall!
Pathetic weaklings, fight! Pathetic weaklings, fight! Pathetic weaklings, fight!
I must discover the source of this corruption. Traveler, I advise caution. A corruption has gripped Stonelore Grove, turning the wildlife aggressive and spreading an impurity unlike anything our circle has ever seen. Nature itself has fallen out of balance. That is what I hope to determine. The Archdruid sent me to investigate, but it was all I could do to avoid the once docile creatures of the grove. I found a few pockets of corruption that must be cleansed, but I need another druid to assist me. Really, I just need another set of hands. Here, let me mark your map. I'll cast the cleansing spell, then you burn out the impurity. That will temporarily restore the balance while we search for the source. The circle will compensate you, of course. Let's find a few concentrated areas of corruption. My spells will cleanse the impurities, then you burn them. Hopefully we can determine the source of the corruption before this malady spreads to the rest of the island. Just keep your guard up. It wasn't always. It used to be one of the safest locations on the island. In fact, my ancestors deemed the grove sacred when they first arrived. Now the corrupted wildlife attacks for no reason, and some of my fellow druids have been afflicted. Not much, unfortunately. I noticed its effects a short time ago. Usually docile creatures turning aggressive. A strange blight spreading through the plants and trees. I brought my concerns to the Archdruid, who initially thought I was overreacting. I'm not sure anyone has ever convinced Archdruid Agathe of anything. But she couldn't deny that something strange was happening in the grove. She ordered me to look into it and bring my findings back to the Circle Elders. Nothing. I haven't gone back yet. Until I determine if the corruption can be cleansed and find the source, I don't actually have anything new to report. Well, except that now the corruption has spread to some of my fellow druids. Just that. They have become... Let's find a few It wasn't always. Not much. I'm not sure any... Nothing. I haven't... Just that. They have become as hostile as the rest of the afflicted wildlife. We may have to deal with any corrupted druids we meet. But with your help and the blessing of the true way, we'll soon have a solution to present to the Circle Elders. I suppose you would call it our doctrine, our religion. The true way represents a life guided by natural principles and the value and willfulness of nature. All of nature comes from Ifra, and the druids are the arbiters of Ifra's will. Have you never heard of Ifra where you come from? The storyteller? The god of song and forest? The spirit of the now? Ifra formed the frame upon which nature was woven. He gave rise to the rules of life on Nirn. His way is the true way. I am a druid of the Stonelore Circle. I am a teacher, a healer, a counselor, as well as a steward of the natural world. I hear the voice of Ifra and his earthbones, and I do my best to be his advocate. Natural principles guide my every action. Oh, that was early in the First Era. After struggling against the Dureni hegemony, our ancestors came to this archipelago because of its connection to Ifra. When they arrived, our druidic circle deemed Stonelore Grove to be a sacred